So here it is. We will now start making horns of this deer. So here it is. I've already made one in here, and let's start making the other one. You're gonna need two of them. So here it is. We will have our this horn in two parts. So we will start with this smaller part. So here it is. I'm just gonna start with a magic circle. So just have your yarn and have a magic circle here and chain up one to secure this magic circle. And now here for our round number 1, we will have 5 single crochets into this magic circle. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. Have your 5 single crochets here, and now for your round number 2, we will have 6 single crochets here on over this round number 2. So for that, just go to this first stitch, insert your hook into this first stitch. This is your first stitch, and here we will have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So here it is. Just simply grab your yarn and have 2 single crochets here. It's 1 and 2, and now remaining 4 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here it is. In total you got your this 6 stitches here. You can turn your this work here like this, and now we will cut our yarn. So here it is. I'm just gonna cut a little tail here and we'll secure my this last stitch. And now for this bigger part, have you this yarn and again have a magic circle, and again we will start with 5 single crochets into this round number 1. So simply just have chain 1 and now have 5 single crochets here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here it is. And now just simply close your this magic circle here, and here for round number 2 we will have 7 single crochets here. So for that, go to this first stitch, tighten up your work in here, go to this first stitch and have 1 single crochet here. Here it is. Now if you want, you can have a stitch marker here. Here it is. That's going to be your first stitch of your round number 2. Go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet here. So first 2 stitches, have 1 single crochet into each stitch. And now for your this next stitch, we will have 2 single crochet into this one stitch. So into your stitch number 3, have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet only. And now go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So here it is. It's 1 and 2. So here it is. We got our this 7 stitch here on our this round number 2. And now for our round number 3 and our round number 4, our next 2 rounds, we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here it is. Just simply have your 1 single crochet here and have your the stitch marker back on, and simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your next 2 rounds, round number 3 and 4, and each round will have 7 stitches, and I will meet you after my round number 4. So here it is. I'm working on my round number 3 here. So here it is. After my round number 4, it looks like this. And now for our round number 5, we will join our this 2 parts together, but for that we will have 1 single crochet here on our each stitch. So for our round number 5, simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your this part, this longer horn. So just have your this stitch marker back on and have your 7 stitches here. So simply just go on and have 1 single crochet on each stitch, just like your round number 3 and 4. So here it is. Have your 7 stitches here on your round number 5 as well. So here it is. On my round number 5, I got my this 7 stitches here, and now we will attach our this part with our this longer horn, and here again we will have another 6 stitches. So our round number 5 will have 13 stitches, 7 stitches on our this side, and our next 6 stitches on this other side. So here it is. Just gonna cut my this loose end here. And this is my last stitch. Just simply grab your yarn from this second side and start having your this stitch number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's gonna be your last 13th stitch. Here it is. Now we already have our this stitch marker here on our this first stitch, so simply just take out your this stitch marker here and go to this first stitch here and have your this first single crochet, and now keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch for your this round number 6, and remember you're going to have your 13 stitches here. So go all the way around in here and you're going to have your 13 stitches here, and I will meet you after that. So here it is, we got over this 13 stitches on our round number 6, and now I will take out my this stitch marker, and for my round number 7 I will go to this first 2 stitches and we'll have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here it is, this is my last stitch. I will go to this next stitch and this is my 1 single crochet. We'll just have a stitch marker here and go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet, and now next 2 stitches I'm gonna decrease my stitch. So again, take the front loop of this next 2 stitches, insert your hook, grab yarn and have 1 decreased stitch here, and repeat this pattern for another 2 times. So here it is, 1 and 2, and now next 2 stitches we will have our decreased stitch. So here it is, it's 1 and 2. We have repeated our pattern for 2nd time, and repeat your pattern for the 3rd time, last time. So here it is, it's 1 and your 2nd single crochet, and next 2 stitches we will have a decreased stitch. So here it is, it's 1 and 1, and for your this remaining stitch have 1 single crochet into this last stitch, and here it is, we got our 10 single crochets here, and that's how we will finish our this round number 7. Insert your hook into this first stitch, grab your yarn and have a slip stitch and cut a longer tail because we are gonna attach our this horn on our this head. So here it is, and now we will start making our ear. We're gonna need 2 of them. So here it is, we already got one here, and let's start making another one. So here it is, we will work on our this brown yarn. So just have your brown yarn and have a magic circle, and here we will start with 6 single crochets. So simply just have a chain 1 and now have 6 single crochets here. So here it is, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here it is, and now for your round number 2, simply just go to this first stitch, insert your hook into this first stitch, grab your yarn and have 1 single crochet here. You can have a stitch marker here. That's going to be our first single crochet for round number 2. Now go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So it is, it's 1 and 2. Go to this next one and have 1 single crochet only. Go to this next one and have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch, 1 and 2. Again, go to this next one and have 1 single crochet only, and go to this last stitch, and here we will have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch, and that will make 9 single crochets here. And now for our round number 3, I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker. I will go to this first stitch, and here I'm going to have only 1 single crochet. So insert your hook into this first stitch and have 1 single crochet. That's going to be your first stitch of your round number 3 here, and go to this next stitch, and here into this 2nd stitch we will have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So here it is, it's 1 and 2. Now go to this 3rd stitch, and here we will have 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet. So this is your 3rd stitch, have 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet. So for that, yarn over and insert your hook into this 3rd stitch, grab your yarn. You're going to have 3 loops in your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops here like this. And now for this next stitch, into this 4th stitch, have 2 half double crochets into this 1 stitch. So here it is, it's 1 and 2. Now into this next stitch, into this 5th stitch, we will have 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and on top of the double crochet we are going to have a picot stitch. So for that, yarn over and go to this next stitch. This is your stitch number 5, and have 1 half double crochet here, yarn over, go to that same stitch into the stitch number 5 and grab a yarn. You're gonna have 3 loops in your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops only, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, and this is your 1 double crochet. And now for your picket stitch, we will chain up 2, 1 and 2, skip this chain 2, go to this double crochet and insert your hook into this double crochet here like this, grab a yarn and have 1 slip stitch, and this is your 1 picket stitch. Now for this next stitch, stitch number 6, we will have 2 half double crochets into this 1 stitch. So here it is, simply just have 2 half double crochets here. It's 1 and 2. Go to this next stitch, this is your stitch number 7, and here we will have 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet here. Go to this next stitch, this is your stitch number 8, and here we will have 2 single crochets. So here it is, it's 1 and 2, and go to this last stitch, this is your stitch number 9, and here we will have 1 single crochet only. Here it is here, and I'm going to take out my this stitch marker here, and we'll go to this first stitch and we'll have a slip stitch here, and that's how we will finish our this round number 3. And now we will cut our yarn. So simply just cut a little longer tail here and secure this last stitch, and here we're going to need a needle. So here it is, just have a needle here, and this is the front side, this is the back side. I'm just going to fold my this ear like this, and I will go to this back stitch here, insert your needle into this back stitch and go to this next stitch here like this. Now go 1 step ahead. So here it is, this is your second last stitch, insert your hook and go to the second stitch in here like this, and simply just pull up your yarn. So just circle your yarn. Again, I'm going to go to this same stitches again, and we'll have another round in here, and here it is. Close your this ear like this, and your ear is ready. Now we will start making this arm of our this reindeer or a deer. So here it is, I've already made 1 arm in here, and to make our this arm, simply just have your this yarn and have a magic circle, and here we will start with 6 single crochets. So simply have a chain 1 and have 6 single crochets here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here it is, for your round number 1 have 6 single crochets here, and now for our round number 2 we will go to this first stitch and insert your hook into this first stitch, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet only here. Have the stitch marker back on. Now go to this next stitch and have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Go to this next stitch, have 1 single crochet into this 1 stitch. Go to this next stitch and have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. Again, go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet only, and now go to this last stitch and have this 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch, and that will make 9 single crochets on this round number 2. Now from our round number 3 till round number 8, keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch from your previous round, and by the end of round number 8, for each round you will have 9 single crochets, and I will meet you after my round number 8. So remember, we are working on round number 3 here. Keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I will meet you after my round number 8. Here it is, after my round number 8, I got my this 9 single crochets here, and it looks like this. And now I will take out my this stitch marker, and here for my round number 9 I will have only another 4 single crochets. So here it is, simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your first 4 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is your round number 9, and here I'm just going to go to this next stitch, stitch number 5, and we'll have a slip stitch here just like this, and cut a longer tail here, secure this last stitch, and your arm is ready. And now we will start making our body part, and we will start with legs. So for the legs, simply just have this brown yarn and have a magic circle and just have a chain 1 here. And now for our round number 1, have 6 single crochets into this magic circle. So insert your hook and grab a yarn and have 6 single crochets here on your this round number 1 for your legs. So here it is, it's 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 here. Simply just close this magic circle here, and now for your round number 2, insert your hook into this first stitch, grab a yarn, here it is, and now have your this one single crochet here. We're going to have only one single crochet here on your this first stitch. Have the stitch marker back on. Now go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Again go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet only, and again go to this next stitch and have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Again for this remaining last 2 stitches we will repeat the pattern. So simply just have your 1 single crochet here, go to this last stitch and have 2 single crochets into this last stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Now for your this round number 2, you have your this 9 stitches here. Now for your round number 3, on your this legs, simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker here, go to this first stitch, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet here, and have the stitch marker back on. And now keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch for your this round number 3, and by the end you're going to have your 9 stitches, and I will meet you at the end. Here it is at the end of my this round number 3. I got my this 9 single crochets here, and now for your this first leg you can cut your yarn here. I've already got my this first leg here. So here I've got 6 single crochets, then round number 2 I got 9 single crochets, and round number 3 I got my this 9 single crochets here, and I've already cut my yarn in here. So I already have one part here, one leg in here, and this is my second leg. So just simply have your this 2 legs here. After having your round number 3, simply just cut your yarn in here and start making your second leg here like this. And now after having your this second leg, simply have a chain 6 here. So here it is, it's 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Have this 6 chains here. While having these chains, simply just have your chains a little loose, because we are going to work 2 times on our this chains. So have this 6 chains here, and now I'm going to have my this first leg here, and I will insert my hook into the first stitch here. So this is the first stitch, here it is, and grab your yarn and have 1 single crochet here, and that's going to be your first single crochet of your round number 4. Now I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker from this second leg, and I will insert my this stitch marker on my this first stitch of my this round number 4. Here it is. Now for this round number 4, we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around on our this first leg. So we will have 9 stitches here. So this is our first single crochet. Go to this next stitch, here it is, and I will have this second single crochet. Go to this next stitch, have a third single crochet, 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So here it is, this is my 9th stitch here all the way around on my this first leg. And now I will go to this chain 6, and here I will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just go to the 6 chains and have 1 single crochet into each chain, and you're gonna have your another 6 single crochets here. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Now we will have 1 single crochet on each stitch on our this second leg. So here it is, I will simply just go to this first stitch and we'll have 1 single crochet here, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Now we are again on our this chain 6, and here again we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here again we will have 6 single crochets. So simply just have last 6 single crochets here on your this chain 6. So here it is, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here it is, you got your this last 6 stitches, and if you will count your stitches all the way around with your this 2 legs and this chain 6, you got 30 stitches on your this round number 4. Now for our round number 5, I will simply take out my this stitch marker, and here I'm gonna have 1 single crochet, have the stitch marker back on, and here first 4 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here it is, this is our first stitch, go to this next stitch and have second single crochet, go to this next one, have this third single crochet, go to this next one, have this fourth single crochet. And now on our this 5th stitch we will have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So it's 1 and 2, and now we will repeat our this pattern all the way around on our this round number 5. So again, next 4 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and into this 5th stitch have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. Again, next 4 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and into the 6th stitch have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. Go all the way around, and by the end of this round number 5, we will have 36 single crochets, and I will meet you at the end here. And here it is, after round number 5, I got my this 36 stitches here. Now for round number 6, I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker here, and I will go to this first stitch and we'll have 1 single crochet here, have the stitch marker back on. And now for over this second stitch, we will have 2 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So insert your hook into the second stitch and have 2 single crochets here into this 1 stitch. Here it is. And now for next 24 stitches, we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your next 24 stitches. So here it is, it's 1, 2 and 24. Here it is. And now here on our this remaining stitches, we will have 2 single crochet on our this next stitch. So here it is, it's 1 and 2, and into this next stitch have only 1 single crochet, and we will repeat over this pattern for another 4 times. So here it is, have 2 single crochets into this next stitch, 1 and 2, go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet only. Repeat this pattern until the end of your this round, and by the end you're gonna have your 42 single crochets. And here it is, at the end of my this round number 6, I got my this 42 single crochets. And now for round number 7, take out your the stitch marker and have 1 single crochet into each stitch, go all the way around, and again by the end of this round number 7, we will have 42 single crochets. So simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch from your previous round for your this round number 7, and I will meet you at the end of this round number 7 with my 42 single crochets. And here it is, at the end of my this round number 7, I got my this 42 single crochets. And now for round number 8, we will again have 1 single crochet into each stitch, but we will change the color of our yarn. So here it is, just simply go to this first stitch and have this first single crochet, have the stitch marker back on. And now here for this round number 8, we will have 1 single crochet on each stitch with our this brown yarn for first 11 stitches. So here it is, just have your first 11 stitches with your this brown yarn, and then we will change the color of our yarn. So I'm going to go up to my stitch number 10, and on stitch number 11 I will not finish up my stitch, but I will change the color on my stitch number 11. So here it is, this is my stitch number 11, and now I will attach my yarn in here. So simply just pull up a loop, and that's how we will finish over this stitch number 11. And now here we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch for next 8 stitches. So here it is, I'm gonna have my this blue yarn along with my this stitches. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your next 8 stitches with your the second color, this white color, and I will meet you after that. Here it is. I got my this 7 stitches here, and for my this 8th stitch I will not finish up my this stitch, and I will change the color again. So here it is. Just simply grab your this first yarn, your brown yarn, and this is your 8 stitches with your white yarn. Now go all the way around and finish up your this round. Have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and you got your this remaining 23 stitches here. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your this next 23 stitches, and by the end of this round, round number 8, we will have 42 single crochets, and I will meet you at the end. And here it is. At the end of my this round, round number 8, I got my this 42 single crochets, and it looks like this. And now for round number 9, I'm just gonna take out my this stitch marker here, and here for this first stitch we will have increased stitch here. So we will have 2 single crochets into our this first stitch. So simply just have 2 single crochets here. This is your first single crochet. Have your the stitch marker back on. This is your round number 9, and again go to that same stitch and have your this second single crochet here, just like this. And now for next 8 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your next 8 stitches. So it's 1, 2, and 8. Here it is. I got my this 8 stitches here, and now for your this next stitch have 2 single crochets into this one stitch, but here we will have 1 single crochet, and now we will go again into that same stitch, insert your hook, grab a yarn, and we will not finish up our stitch here because we're going to change the color of our yarn. So simply just have your this color in here, your second color, attach your yarn in here like this, and now here next 10 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for this next 10 stitches. 1, 0. So here it is. I got my this 9 stitches here, and for my last stitch, my 10th stitch, I will just insert my hook, and I'm gonna have 2 loops in my hook, and I will change the color of my yarn. So here it is. Just simply change your color of the yarn on your this 10th stitch, and now here for this next stitch we will have 2 single crochets into this one stitch. So it's 1 and 2. So simply have 2 single crochets here, and now for next 6 single crochets we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we will repeat over this pattern on this side for next 2 times. So again for this next stitch have 2 single crochets into this one stitch, and then next 6 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch. Again on this stitch have 2 single crochets into this one stitch, and then remaining 6 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch. Repeat that pattern for another 2 times, and I will meet you at the end. And by the end you're going to have your 47 single crochets. So here it is. On your this last stitch you're going to have only 1 single crochet, and that will make your 47 stitches, and I will meet you at the end. So here it is. I got my this 46 stitches here, and I will go to this last stitch, and that's going to be my 47th stitch. Here it is. So here on my this round number 9, I got my this 47 stitches. Now for your round number 10, I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker here, and here for first 11 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have your 1 single crochet here, and we will have round number 10 and round number 11 as the same. So here it is. Whatsoever we will do on our this round number 10, we will repeat exactly the same on our next round, round number 11 again. So here it is. We are working on round number 10 here, and have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your this first 11 stitches. And here it is. This is going to be my 11th stitch, and I will not finish up my stitch in here, and I will change the color of my yarn. So here it is. Simply just grab your this second color here, just your yarn, and now here next 12 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet here. Now keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch for this next 12 stitches with your the second color, and I will meet you after that. So here it is. I got my this 11 stitches here, and I'm gonna have my this last stitch here, stitch number 12, and I will simply change the color of my yarn. So here it is. Now for this remaining 24 stitches, we will have one single crochet into each stitch, and that will make our 47 stitches. And we will repeat exact same pattern for our next round, round number 11 as well. So simply for your round number 11, again, go first 11 stitches with this brown yarn, and next 12 stitches have your white yarn, and then remaining 24 stitches have your this brown yarn. Keep on having one single crochet into each stitch for your next round as well, and I will meet you after my round number 11. Remember, we are working on round number 10 right now, and I will meet you after my round number 11. And here it is. After my round number 11, it looks like this. And now for round number 12, we will start decreasing our stitches here. So here it is. I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker, and here I'm just going to go to this first stitch, and here I'm going to have my first decreased stitch here. So for that, simply just insert your hook into the front loop of your this first stitch and grab a yarn. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the front loop and grab a yarn. You're gonna have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. And here it is. This is our first stitch of our round number 12. And now for next 2 stitches, we will have one single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1 and 2. And now we will repeat over this pattern for another 2 times. So here it is. We will have one decrease stitch here, and next 2 stitches we will have one single crochet into each stitch. Again, we will have one decrease stitch here, so it's 1 and 2. And now for this next stitch, we will have one single crochet, but we will not finish our stitch in here because we're going to change the color of our yarn. So simply just grab your this second color here, and now for this first stitch, simply have one single crochet here, and that will finish up our pattern here. Here it is. So you got your first 9 stitches here, and now for your remaining 11 stitches, simply have one single crochet into each stitch here with your white yarn, and I will meet you at the end of my this 11 stitches. And this one is 11 stitch. Sorry, we will not finish up our stitch in here. So in total, you got 12 stitches with your this white yarn. So your first stitch is with the pattern, and then 11 stitches your this next stitches. So in total, you got your 12 stitches here with your white yarn. And now change your this color in here. And now here for first 2 stitches, we will have a decreased stitch. So just go to this first 2 stitches on your this brown yarn and have your one decreased stitch here. And now for next 4 stitches, we will have one single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. And this is your first 5 stitches. And now we will repeat our this pattern for next 3 times until the end of our this round. So again, next 2 stitches have your decrease stitch, and then next 4 stitches have one single crochet into each stitch. Repeat your pattern for another 3 times, and I will meet you at the end. And by the end of this round number 12, we will have 40 single crochets all the way around, and I will meet you at the end in here. And here it is. This is the end of my round number 12. Now for round number 13, I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker, and here we will have first stitch as our decrease stitch. So just insert your hook into this first 2 stitches, 1 and 2, grab yarn, and have one decrease stitch here. Have the stitch marker back on, and now for next 3 stitches, have one single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Now again, for next 2 stitches, we will have a decrease stitch. So it's 1 and 2. And now for next 3 stitches, we will have one single crochet into each stitch. So just go to this one stitch, grab a yarn, and here we are going to change the color of our yarn. So here it is. Simply just change the color of your yarn, and next 2 stitches have one single crochet into each stitch here. So it's 1 and 2. And now next 9 stitches, we will have one single crochet into each stitch with our this white yarn. So I will have another 9 stitches here. So that's 1, 2, and this is our 9th stitch. So here it is. I will not finish up my stitch in here, I will change the color of my yarn. So here, simply change to your this brown color on this 9th stitch and finish up your stitch here. So this is your stitch number 9. Here it is. It looks like this. And now here for next 2 stitches we will make a decrease stitch. So insert your hook into the front loop of this next 2 stitches here. Grab your yarn and have 1 single crochet here. And here next 3 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2 and 3. Now we will repeat our this pattern, our this 4 stitch pattern for another 3 times. So again, for next 2 stitches have a decrease stitch, and then next 3 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch. Repeat this pattern for next 3 times. We will repeat this pattern for another 3 times. We have already repeated pattern for 1 time, so we will need it for another 3 times, and I will meet you after that. So here it is. I've repeated my pattern here, and I'm here on my this last stitch, and here for my this last stitch I will have 1 single crochet, and here this is the end of our round number 13, and all the way around our stitches are 34 stitches. Now for our round number 14 I will take out my this stitch marker, and here first 10 stitches I'm gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch for this round number 14 for first 10 stitches. So here it is. This is my stitch number 10, and now I will change the color of my yarn. Attach the second color here. And now here next 6 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch with our this white yarn. So here it is. I got my these 5 stitches, and that's gonna be my 6th stitch, and here we will change the color of our yarn, so we will not finish our stitch in here. And here now onwards we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch for this remaining 18 stitches. 1, 8, and I will meet you after that. And here it is. This is the end of our round number 14, and now for our round number 15. Now from our round number 15 we will not change the color of our yarn, so we will not use our this white color. So if you want to cut this yarn, you can simply cut this yarn off, and now onwards we will start working on our this brown yarn only. So here it is. For our round number 15 I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker, and here I'm going to have 1 single crochet on my this first stitch. Have the stitch marker back on, and for next 2 stitches we will have our decrease stitch. So here it is. It's 1 and 2 here like this. And now next 17 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just go all the way around on this next 17 stitches, 1, 7, and simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So here it is. I got my this 17 stitches here, and now after my 17 stitches, for next 2 stitches we will have 1 decrease stitch. So simply just have 1 decrease stitch here, and now remaining 12 stitches simply have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and by the end of this round number 15 we will have 32 single crochets. So simply just keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch until the end of your this round, and you got your this remaining 12 stitches here, and I will meet you after that. So here it is. I got my this 32 stitches here. Now for round number 16 I will take out my this stitch marker, and here first 6 stitches I'm going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have your 1 single crochet here. That's going to be our first single crochet. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here it is. First 6 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and then next 2 stitches we will have our decreased stitch. So it's 1 and 1. Here it is. You got your this first 7 stitches here, and now we will repeat our this pattern for another 3 times, and by the end of this round number 16 we will have 28 single crochets. So again, next 6 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then next 2 stitches we will have our decreased stitch. Keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end you're going to have your 28 stitches, and I will meet you at the end. And here it is. at the end of my this round, round number 16, it looks like this. And now for the next round, round number 17, we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have 1 single crochet into each stitch. And again, by the end of our this round, round number 17, we will have 28 single crochets, and I will meet you at the end of this round, round number 17, with my 28 single crochets. Here it is at the end of my this round, round number 17. I got my this 28 single crochets. Now for round number 18, I will take out my this stitch marker, and here first 5 stitches I'm gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply just have your 1 single crochet here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And now next 2 stitches we will make our decrease stitch. So it's 1 and 1 here. And here you got your this first 6 stitches, and now we will repeat over this pattern all the way around and over this round, round number 18. And by the end of this round, round number 18, we will have 24 single crochets, and I will meet you at the end. So again, next 5 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and then next 2 stitches have your decreased stitch. So here it is by the end of this round, round number 18, I got my this 24 single crochets. Now for my round number 19, I'm going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch for my first 4 stitches. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now next 2 stitches we will have a decreased stitch. So it's 1 and 1. Here it is. And you got your this first 5 stitches. Now repeat this pattern all the way around on your this round, round number 19. And by the end, you're going to have your 20 single crochets, and I will meet you at the end. So here it is by the end of my this round, round number 19, I got my this 20 single crochets. And now for the last round, round number 20, I will just take out my this stitch marker, and here first 8 stitches we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So simply it's your first single crochet, have your this stitch marker back on, and have 1 single crochet into each stitch for your first 8 stitches here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And now next 2 stitches we will have a decrease stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Here it is. And you got your this first 9 stitches here. Now repeat this pattern for one more time. So again, next 8 stitches have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and for this remaining 2 stitches have your decrease stitch here, and all the way around you're going to have your 18 stitches, and I will meet you at the end of this round, round number 20. And here it is. This is my 18 stitches, and this is the end of my round number 20. And I will go to this first stitch, we'll grab the yarn, and we'll have a slip stitch here, and that's how I will finish my this round. And now I'm gonna cut my yarn in here, and we'll secure my this last stitch here, and now we will fill our this body. So here it is. I'm just gonna use my this soft oil filling, and I will fill the body here. And here it is, the body is ready. And now we will have our last item. That's going to be our scarf around the neck. And for that, I'm just going to have a slip knot here. So I have a slip knot here. And now we will chain up 34 here. So here it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 33 and 34. So here it is. I got my this 34 chains here, and now I'm going to turn my work, and here I'm going to skip my first 3 chains. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to skip my this first 3 chains. I will yarn over twice, and I will go to this chain number 4. So here it is. Just insert your hook into this chain number 4 and grab a yarn. You're going to have 4 loops in your hook. Yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. And that's going to be your 1 treble crochet. And now we will have another 3 treble crochet into this same chain. So here it is. I'm going to yarn over twice, and we'll have my this second treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Go to that same chain. Have a 3rd treble crochet. And yarn over twice. And go to that same chain and have your 4th treble crochet. Here it is. It looks like this. Now we will skip over this next chain. So skip here this next chain and go to the chain after that, and here again we will have 4 treble crochet. So for that, yarn over twice and go to this chain and have your next 4 treble crochet into the same chain. So here it is, it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here it is. And now we will repeat our this pattern all the way until the end of our chains. So again, skip this next chain and go to the chain after that and have another 4 treble crochets into this one chain. Again, skip this next chain and go to the chain after that and have another 4 treble crochets. Keep on repeating this pattern until the end of your this chains, and I will meet you at the end. And here it is. I've got my this 64 treble crochets here, and this is my last treble crochet here, and I will cut a little longer tail here and I will secure my this last stitch. And here it is, our scarf is ready, and now we will assemble all of these our parts together. So here it is, we will start with the nose. So here this 3 stitches, 3 brown stitches should be here, and now just have your this nose in here and stitch your nose all the way around here. So here it is, I will just stitch it all the way around in here. So here it is, the nose is attached. Here it is, I'm just going to hide this one in and here. Now we will start attaching our horns in here. So for that, just have this horn and start attaching your horn somewhere in here. So go on the top and go into the middle here and attach your this one horn after your 2 to 3 rows. So here it is, just have it in here, and similarly we will have our next horn here on this second side here like this. Just keep in mind that your horns are on top of the eyes. So here simply just go on this way and attach your this horns here like this. Do it on both the sides and I will meet you after that. Here it is, the horns are done, and now we will attach our ears here. So here it is, I'm just gonna go into the space here at the corner and I will attach ears here, and do the same with the second ear on this side, and I will meet you after that. While attaching this ear, just have a little attachment in here as well so that your ears will be nicely secure and attached. Yeah, like this. And here it is, after the nose, horns and ears, now we will start attaching the body. So here it is, we will attach the body in here like this. So simply just keep on attaching your body here. You got 18 stitches on the head and you got 18 stitches on your this body as well. So that's going to be the same number of stitches. So it's not going to be an issue. Just simply go to 1 stitch in here like this and go to 1 stitch in here, and now attach these 2 parts and I will meet you after that here. And here it is, the body is attached, and now we will start attaching the arms here. Now here, if you remember, we had our 4 extra stitches on round number 9. So here it is, we'll have our 4 extra stitches on the top, and that's the reason we had our this 4 extra stitches. And just simply go at the corner or just at the side and simply attach your this arm in here just on this neck area, and do the same for both the sides, and I'll meet you after that. Here it is, hands are done and we're almost done, and now at the end we will attach the scarf. So here it is, I've just hide my this one loose end in, and this is my longer end, this one, and simply we will attach this scarf here at the back. So simply just attach your scarf here at the back and I will meet you after that. Here it is. And here it is, the scarf is done and it looks like this, and a deer or a reindeer is ready here. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.